It's the divisional round, Texans versus Chiefs. Back in the 2017 draft, just 2 picks separated Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Now 1 game stands between them and the AFC Championship. We've got highlights from Tremaine Edmunds and the Buffalo Bills wild card round, and Andy Reid has a positive outlook on Juan Thornhill's injury. All this coming up on 434 in the NFL. Hello everyone and welcome to the 434 in the playoffs. I'm Carly Ford, back in beautiful sunny Florida. We have a divisional round game today. We're going to get into that a little bit later in the show, but first we need to take a look back at the wild card weekend. It was Bills versus Texans, and that first word, wild, describes how that game really went. Josh Allen has said that he gets nervous at the start of games, but that's not when he would catch the butterflies. The 6'5" quarterback had a 42-yard run to put the Bills in Texans territory. 2 plays later, y'all heard of the Philly special? Well, the Bills are going to give it their own shot at it. John Brown to Josh Allen. Touchdown, Bills. And hey, I told you, those butterflies were nowhere around at the beginning of the game. Now fast forward to the start of the half. DeAndre Carter for Houston doesn't take a knee, doesn't signal anything. So the Bills come. Originally, this is ruled a touchdown. I mean, it was hectic in NRG Stadium. Lisa Salters has stopped mid-report, but afterwards they would overturn the rule and the Texans are going to get a fresh start. But that's not before Deshaun Watson would feel the pressure from Tremaine Edmunds. The Bills go up 16-0 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Texans aren't done yet. Watson has a big run. He's going to take it all the way to the end zone for the first set of points on the board for Houston. And this is with less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth now. Watson to Carlos Hyde. Texans take the lead in this game, and they're going to go for a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. DeAndre Hopkins ensures the lead with 10 seconds left to go. The Bills are going to take a 47-yard field goal attempt. Now, folks, this game is headed into overtime. You may be asking, why is Deshaun Watson so pumped up? I'll tell you. He had the play of the game. He gets rocked by 2 Bills defenders, somehow finds his way out, and somehow finds Taiwan Jones, who's going to put Houston in field goal range. That's all they need to win this game in overtime. They defeat the Bills 22-19 and move on to the divisional round. Now let's take a look at our 434 player Tremaine Edmunds and his highlights from the wild card round. The second-year linebacker put the pressure on Watson and his offense all evening long. He doesn't allow that 3rd and 8 to be completed. Now a 3rd and 9 that Edmunds stops again, gets straight to Watson. He's led this defense all season long, so no surprise he would lead again in this game. Had 12 total tackles and a fumble recovery. Let's take a closer look at that play. DeAndre Hopkins. He's covered by 2 Bills defenders who are going to knock that ball loose. Tremaine comes in, uses those fingertips to find the ball, lands on it, and they take over. Another 3rd down where Edmunds puts the pressure on the Texans so they can't complete it. After the game, he posted this picture on his Instagram and the caption. Oh man, you guys. He said, "Forever grateful, #we will be back." Now, I mentioned that Tremaine had 12 tackles in this game. That ties his career best, a record that he set in the last game of last season. So that shows that he's finishing out and ending really strong. And now I want to take a look at the difference that the Bills have had in these past 2 seasons. Let's rewind back to 2018. The Bills finished 6-10, had no winning streaks and no playoff games. Now fast forward to this season, they literally flipped that record around, had 2 3-game win streaks and the playoff game. Now, I'm not solely saying that Tremaine is the reason that this team has improved so much, but he's been a huge factor. He's has 2 seasons under his belt now. The game is probably slowed down. He's able to see more, do more, and he's calling out that defense, and man, it's working. Let's talk about Josh Allen for a second. I mentioned he said he gets nervous before games. Couldn't tell in this one, but once the Texans started coming back, that's when his nerves set in. And, you know, this is what he had to say about his performance after the game ended.
The playoff experience, you know, every possession matters. You know, the fumble that I had cost us 3 points, and ultimately that was the difference in the game. So you know, we got to find ways to clean that up. I got to find ways to clean that up, and it'll be something that I work on in the offseason. Like I said, it's going to be a long one, but This one's going to hurt and sting for a little bit, but you know, life goes on. We'll learn from it and move on.
The Texans defeated one 4-3-4 team to make it past the wild card round, but now they face another one in the divisional round. They travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. These two teams have already played earlier in the season, and this is what I gathered from that game. It was back week 6. Texans won in Arrowhead Stadium, where they play again today. The Chiefs really struggled against the run. Deshaun Watson was a huge part of that. We saw what he just did against the Bills, but so was Carlos Hyde. He ran for 116 yards, had a rushing touchdown. The Chiefs will have to slow down that running game if they want to win and advance past the Texans. Now, Deshaun Watson, I already showed you the numbers he put up, 2 rushing touchdowns, and one of those looks similar to the one he had against the Bills this past week, running into that right corner. But the Clemson national champion also had 2 interceptions against the Chiefs, one that was picked off by Juan Thornhill. Now, he's out with the ACL injury, so Watson not missing him out on the field. In Kansas City, what they did well on offense was this guy right here, Tyreek Hill. Watch, he just jumps over the defenders, 3 guys on him, still manages to find the end zone. Patrick Mahomes, MVP, not much you got to say about him, but the connection he had with Hill in week 6, they've got to get that going again today if they want to beat the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson might not miss Juan Thornhill out on the field, but here in the 4-3-4, we sure do. Andy Reid, head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, was asked about the injury, and he has a very positive outlook on the situation.
He's had a heck of a year. You know, I mean, he's a good football player and has a great future ahead of him. So this will slow him down a little bit, but he'll be back and ready to go.
With Thornhill being out, we don't have anybody physically playing for the 4-3-4 now, but we do have his team, the Chiefs. As long as they're in the playoffs, I will keep making these highlight videos. So tune in next week to see what their results are, and I might even have a little something special for you all. So I'm Carly Ford here with the 4-3-4 in the NFL, and I will see you all next time.